Hello and welcome everybody, it's Joshino here, and today I'm going to be talking about Orion Prelude. And no, I do not mean the constellation, but this is definitely a sci-fi game mixed with dinosaurs. Lots and lots of dinosaurs. And this game is only 79p, which I'm fairly sure is $1 in America. I'm not really that clued up on exchange rates, but it sounds about right, and it would make sense as it would be like a selling point, whereas in the UK it's like 79p. It's quite a random amount, but very low indeed. So the big question is really, have I had 79p's worth of fun out of this game? And looking at my current time played, just about 10 hours, I'd say it's actually been quite successful. So what is the game? Well, there's actually quite a few different play modes within the game, but the vanilla experience is the Dino Survival, where you basically try and survive wave after wave of dinosaurs, and they slowly get harder and harder. You start off with the little velociraptor type dinosaurs, and then move on to these acid spitting ones, and then the giant dinosaurs like the T-Rex and the crocodile looking dinosaur which begins with a D, but I'm not sure what the name is. Someone can correct me in the comments if they wish. Then there's another survival game where you don't just have dinosaurs, you have humans and other random NPCs as well. They're like Halloween heads with invisible bodies floating around in one of the matches. Then there's a massive Conquest Map where basically it's like the Dino Survival, except that you move across the map to 3 different bases, and you move in between outposts and defend different objectives across a massive map. Quite like it's bigger than a battlefield map really, it's just a large map basically. And then, I know I'm keeping on going with these game modes, there's a dinosaur versus humans mode which is called Rampage. And whilst I did play this a little bit, it was very fun playing the dinosaurs, but as the humans, it seemed to just end up like a spawn camp, and I know that's coming quite right from a Planetside 2 player, but there's only one human spawn, and the dinosaurs can walk right up to it, and you can just sort of sit outside the spawn room as a T-Rex and just sort of grab people as they come out and eat them, which is a one-hit kill. So, I don't know, it didn't really seem to work. And then we also had this team deathmatch mode, which I don't know whether you can set it any other way, but there was only bows and laser rifles on recons, which are the class that can go invisible. And there really weren't many servers up for that. I had to make one myself and a few people joined, so I didn't really get the full experience. And coming on to that, in every game type there's 3 classes. You've got the Assault, which has a jetpack. You have the Support class, which is like a medic / engineer, which sort of fixes and heals things. And then you have your Recon, which can go invisible, which basically means that the dinosaurs can't see you and they turn away and don't attack you anymore. Personally, I find the Recon the best out of the 3 classes, just because when you turn on your invisibility, it sort of saves you a lot of the time. And with a jump jet, you can jump in the air, but the dinosaurs will still try and get you, especially the ones that are flying. And I have found that like going on top of rocks, you get spit acid at, or a T-Rex throws a rock at you and you die. So it's not always the best ability. And then also during games there's a Perk Tree, where you level up different perks. Like there's one where you increase your gold per killing a creature. There's one where you have double your shields, double jump, mid-air jump. There's loads of different little perks that you get, and at the start there it's quite important to specialise yourself, because a jump in mid-air might make the difference between getting away from a dinosaur or not getting away from a dinosaur. Similarly, you might go for the energy resupply on the recon so you have a longer invisibility. And then also during these maps you can buy vehicles and weapons and weapon upgrades. The vehicles are pretty fun in this game. There's a mech and just a badass tank. Really, it's just like the Halo tank, the Scorpion. I mean, it looks almost the same. It has like a singular firing cannon and a secondary minigun sort of thing. And actually, I would say the whole game is almost like Halo if they hadn't have cut out the dinosaurs in the first game. I mean, if anyone was following the development cycle before Halo 1 came out, there was lots of these screenshots of dinosaurs in the game. Although, to be honest, the aesthetics of the game seem to borrow a lot from Planetside 2, especially the Recon class, because they basically look like a Vanu Sovereignty Infiltrator with the glowing visor, and you can even be purple. So I'm basically in my Vanu spandex. And outside of all of this, covering in a big shell, there's this other upgrade system where basically you're leveling up a hard level on your own profile. So me as Joshino, I'm leveling up my different classes, and you get a sort of ongoing bonus that carries on to every game, not just the singular game. Basically, on every game you lose all your vehicles, you lose all your weapons, etc. But these personal perks last forever, basically, and always happen on your character. And also, it allows you to start off with certain weapons. For example, as a recon, I start off with a knife and a silenced SMG on the start of every game. And this is important because the knife doesn't break the invisibility of the recon, so you can basically go around invisible knifing all the dinosaurs, which I find incredibly fun. Something I noticed about this game is that I filled up my SSD with the footage because it's always so interesting and chaotic. And it is generally a good game. I've actually got a lot more footage than I would have done from a lot of other games. However, it's not without its flaws. It is quite buggy. I've had vehicles getting caught and blown up out of nowhere. I've dropped down in the map and fell through the floor quite a few times. The vehicle terminals don't seem to work sometimes unless you throw an EMP grenade at them, which I don't think's a feature because that's just ridiculous, but hey ho, if it is a feature, why? And also, I've been following this game since beta, which was a long time ago, probably like 2008, 2009 time. And the first beta was a Half-Life 2 mod called Orion something or another, but it was basically just a PvP between a sci-fi PvP. There weren't dinosaurs in it. It was just basically the sci-fi guys that are in now. And after that, I followed it for quite a long time, and I think at the release, there was a big drama because a lot of the developers were cut, and then the actual game that came out was I think it was pushed out too early, and was very, very buggy, and just didn't really work out, and wasn't a good experience at all. However, putting that aside and playing it now, I can tell you that it is a lot of fun, and it definitely is worth $1. I'll just put it flatly, it's worth $1. I've had 10 hours on it. What could I get for $1 or 79p, like a Mars bar? I don't know. I'd probably rather play Dino Beatdown for 10 hours than have a Mars bar. Although, which one's actually healthier? I'm not sure. Sitting down for 10 hours without exercise or a Mars bar? Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Please be sure to like, as it's really, really helpful. And dislike if you feel it fit. And subscribe to hear and see more of me. Until next time, everybody, Joshino.